want to check in now with our Chief Justice and Homeland Security correspondent Jeff Pegues, who is on the phone. Jeff, always good to talk to you. Under these circumstances, however, it seems like we're doing it very often. What can you tell us about the president? What is the president saying? Has he been briefed? And what are U.S. officials doing about this?
Well, I know U.S. intel officials are trying to gather as much information as possible. One government source that I spoke with says while the incident in Nice appears to be deliberate, U.S. law enforcement still has no official analysis of what happened. And what I mean by that is they still have no definitive word at this time, as far as we know, that this was a terrorist attack from a group like ISIS or from a group like Al-Qaeda. However, when you look at the images and the chaos at the scene and the victims that you see in the images and the way, according to witnesses, all of this unfolded, it certainly is another one of these incidents that has the hallmarks, unfortunately, of a terrorist attack, the kind that has plagued Europe all too often over the last year, certainly. As you both know, since the attacks in Paris and Brussels, there has been a lot of discussion in Europe about closing intelligence gaps because what the attacks in Brussels and Paris revealed is that there were holes in information gathering, intelligence in Europe when it comes to keeping track of ISIS operatives who may have gone to the battlefields of Syria and Iraq and then returned to Europe to carry out attacks. What was revealed after Brussels and Paris is that there was a plague, for lack of a better term, of these ISIS operatives who had fanned out across Europe and posing a threat to potentially carry out attacks similar to what we saw in Paris and in Brussels. And so if this is indeed one of those instances where an ISIS operative has carried out an attack or an Al-Qaeda operative has carried out an attack, we still don't know if that is what we're looking at here. But U.S. intelligence officials, U.S. law enforcement officials are trying to gather as much information as possible as we speak.